Hello, how are you? I hope you've been well since our last episode. Welcome to this new episode, a very interesting one. If you've missed the previous ones, please check the links at the description and watch them, because it's been a very enlightening and interesting moment. You will even laugh, because some of the things that we are learning here are, you discover them and they are quite hilarious, and they make the beauty of life. We still have our pastor and our guest who has been taking us through this topic on temperaments, and today he's going into a different dimension, very interesting. So if you're a teenager, please keep off. This one is for those who are at the age of getting married and the married, because we want to talk about temperament in marriage.
Yes.
Before that, introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. Our viewers, we're grateful to have you, and thanks for following and supporting this channel by Tina Henry. It's a blessing. I'm Eliud. I serve as a pastor, as a psychologist, and I'm so privileged to, reach families. That's my area of specialization, and I'm glad to be here.
Wow. Thank you for availing yourself to us.
Karibu sana.
We needed this wisdom so much.
Karibu sana.
So, marriage and temperament.
Yes.
What's the relationship?
As we have said, temperaments define our lives. It makes us behave the way we behave. And even within a marriage, I think this is the most intimate relationship we have. Then these temperaments come out very, very clearly when males and females meet together. And it reflects in how we spend, it reflects in how we parent, it reflects on how we believe, it reflects on how we parent, and it reflects most importantly on how we communicate.
Sure.
So therefore it is a cross-cutting issue for every couple. They have to understand about temperaments to grow and thrive in marriage.
Does that mean that when we are choosing a life partner to settle with in marriage, we should consider the temperament?
For me, I believe it should be among the top priorities, because we have the two principles of attraction, similarity and complementarity. If you just go with similarity, you may find that at some point then the marriage may be very monotonous, and it has no that idea of surprises. So then you find we are more into looking for people who complement us, and that's why now the temperaments come in.
Does that mean there are temperaments that do better than others when they meet in a marriage setup? Like a couple, is there a combination of temperaments that you say this one is good with this one in a marriage setup?
Basically, yes, I would say that. But I wouldn't say that there are rigid rules. It depends on one couple to another. But yes, there are some temperaments that you may find they are easier to connect than others. And the differences are not too much for them to cope. And that is why we are saying that it is good to know someone before you marry them. That's the essence of dating and courtship. If I was asked, then at the dating level is where one should be able to expose themselves to the point where their personality will be known by the other person, so that they can make the right decision, even as they decide to go to the next level of courtship, and then now to the final level of getting married.
So that also they're able to see their compatibility.
Very, very important.
In marriage.
Yes.
You've said there are no rigid rules about choosing a marriage partner based on their temperament.
Yes.
But would you advise someone, if you are sanguine, go for this? Would you do that?
I wouldn't say per se this and this should work together, but I would say look for what fits you.
Yeah, right.
If you feel you are a sanguine, probably you would need a choleric or a melancholic on the other side to counter your unpredictability and to find a bit of stability.
Sure.
So you look at your personality and you look what because we see that everyone has a kind of primary and secondary temperament. So what is your primary temperament? Then you can look for in the other partner. I think this would be a better test.
Yeah.
You look for in the other partner you are secondary.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're going to have a bit of similarity in some areas, but then complementarity in that area that you are different.
Actually, I've loved what you've mentioned on the two principles.
Yes.
The principle of complementarity.
Yes.
And the principle of similarity.
Yes.
So if you are a single person and you're looking for someone to marry, please note those two principles.
Yes.
Complementarity and similarity.
This is the simple test. The primary temperament that you have, you look in the other partner, the secondary temperament. For example, if I am a melancholic and a choleric, I may prefer now to look for somebody who is a phlegmatic and with some bit of choleric.
Nice.
Because now that will kind of bring a similarity aspect in place and then also complementarity.
Wow.
Yeah, but if it doesn't work out like that, always look for somebody that you feel like they are filling the gaps you have, they have the strengths that you don't have, so that they cover the weaknesses that you have.
Right.
And then marriage may have a chance at success.
And you thrive.
Yes.
Wow, that is for the singles who are about to marry.
Yes.
Now, I want you to, referring back to the four temperaments, to tell us what are the expectations of a spouse if you're married to this kind of a temperament and how to handle that in the home and in the marriage setup in terms of expenditure, in terms of intimacy, and whatever else as a psychologist to that regard.
Wow.